All right, hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. Sorry, it's been a little bit since we've done a video, but we were on spring break last week, and I do the videos here at school, so didn't get a chance to shoot one at home, but we are back, and today we're going to take a look at what I talk about with our defense as spill by alignment. All right, make sure you check out some of our partners, GameStrat, sideline replay company we use. I've used them for the last 5 or 6 years. We use them here at Bishop Kenny High School. Highly reliable, highly affordable, excellent customer service. Check out GameStrat. All right, Dome Headwear, which is the hat company I use for Play Fast Football. We use them here at Bishop Kenny High School. All right, if you're looking for completely customizable hats that you can build and design on your own, they have an online hat builder. You build a hat, change the style, change the panels, change the embroidery, change the enclosures on the back. All right, they could be snapback, they could be Velcro, they could be fitted. Completely your choice. Every hat has a story. Let Dome help you tell yours. Baker Sporting Goods company we use for our coaches gear, sideline gear, practice gear, players gear, spirit packs. Our uniforms are distributed from them. All right, excellent customer service, consistent, reliable sales reps. Make sure you check out Baker Sports. JustPlay, which is the company we use for our playbook software. I use them for my Patreon site. We use them here for our playbook and install stuff. We use them for our meetings. A lot of our presentations are done through JustPlay. So if you want to take your program to the next level, check out JustPlay. DifferenceUSA, ultimate striking machine. You get thousands of reps. Don't need a partner. All right, it's just you and the ultimate striking machine. Elbows in, thumbs up. Change your drills up on how you want to develop striking. If you want to strike violently, you've got to practice striking violently. What better way to do that than with just a player and a DifferenceUSA pad and eliminate the other bodies involved. And then lastly, we've got XandOnotebook, which is a company that makes custom notebooks, kind of just like this one that they made for a clinic. So this would be your logo on the front, your logo, whatever you want on the back. It could be your logo on the front with your schedule and maybe your stadium on the back. All right, and then inside it's got places where you've got custom templates built with note pages. You can completely customize those yourself too, so it doesn't have to look exactly like this. But now when you have your meetings, so for us, we use JustPlay software, right? When we use our JustPlay software and our playbook stuff for our meetings, or when we're doing our coaches stuff and we're watching film, why not have a place with your logo where they could take notes, customize your logo, your stadium, whatever you want on it, team picture, whatever you want to be on there, all right? You can have a place where your coaches can take notes for game plans, your players can take notes in meetings. Here it is right there, XandOnotebook. Make sure you check them out. All right, so when we were a 4-2-5 team or a 3-3 stack team, we were always a spill team. All right, and the word spill means a defensive player taking a block on with inside hat placement. All right, so you'll hear the term wrong arm all the time where, excuse me, that means I'm going to take a block on with my wrong shoulder, which means my outside shoulder is actually, instead of keeping my outside arm and leg free like a force player would, all right, or a contained player would, I'm actually going to take a block on with my outside shoulder so that the ball is forced to go outside of me, right? If I stick my helmet inside, the ball should go outside. So we were always a spill team as a 4-2-5 team and a 3-3 stack team. And the reason that we did that is because we wanted to eliminate vertical running lanes, right? We wanted to eliminate the ball going north and south as much as we possibly could and try and get the ball to go east and west. And then all of your coverage structures and your run fits behind that were built so that you could run the alleys and have a force player that could turn as the ball bounced. A force player was there to constrict it back, and now you could get your backers, safeties, people that you wanted that hopefully you could keep free. You could get them running to the ball, right? So when we were doing that, we always had to work on the technique of the spill. All right, who's spilling? Is it a linebacker coming off the edge? Is it a defensive end? How do we spill? How do we, all right, block recognition first. How do we see the down block and understand that off that we're going to squeeze? What's the technique we're using? What's the terminology we're using? We're telling the kids to take the air out of that down block. Then when we go to spill, what's the technique? So when we physically go to spill, we got to make sure that we spill, but then kind of pry ourselves back upfield, all right, so that we don't just waste ourselves all the way down inside for those teams that might end up bypassing and reading you, and you go all the way inside and they don't even need to put a body on you, right? So we were always working on those techniques. Well, when we went to the tight front, one of the reasons we went to the tight front, the thing that I really liked about it was we are basically spilling by alignment, all right? And what I mean by that is how we are playing the 4-eye techniques to each side is kind of forcing the ball to make its way out to the C-gap automatically. All right, so it's very hard for teams to run the ball inside when you've got a head-up nose and 2-4 eyes, so that the leverage on those, all right, makes it tough. If you see the ball up inside, it's usually going to be some type of fold scheme, but when they do that, a lot of the times the center might end up by himself on the nose, right? So it's some type of scheme where the guard's got to block out on the 4-eye and a tackle folds under. All right, well, the angles of that, if the front side guard, or however you want to look at front or backside guard, if he's out on a 4-eye and a tackle's under, that means the center's got the nose by himself one way. Maybe you can get some help, all right, from the other guard. But the one we see, all right, more often than not, is when teams are trying to double fold things inside. Right, so block out on the 4-eyes, turn the tackles back underneath, but now your nose is going to be one-on-one with the center, which I think is a good thing. So when we do that, we feel like a lot of traditional schemes, and today I'm just going to look at like power or gap schemes. We feel like a lot of traditional schemes have to go outside to C-gap, alley, however you want to look at it, which is where we wanted the ball when we were a spill team. So now, just by the alignment of the defense, we can get the ball where we want it without having to teach our D linemen to spill. Now, do we still teach them to spill? Yes, we do, because if they were red in this scheme, all right, if they got an arc block and a down block, we would expect them to spill a trap, all right, or spill a puller, or play the inside part of the read game. All right, so it's very similar from that standpoint. So I'm not saying it's totally eliminated, but we don't have to spend as much time on the spill technique and where we think the ball might be, because now when we play this way, okay, when we play this way, we kind of know where the ball is going to go, and that's the reason we're playing the front. All right, it helps us as a defense because not only are we dictating where we think we want the ball to go, all right, but at the same time, our players that may not be as good spilling, so our 4-eyes last year were barely 200 pounds, all right, or one was 195, one was maybe 205, soaking wet. Well, if we're going to spill them against fullbacks that were probably bigger than them, or trapping guards, or guards on counter, whatever the case may be, that's 195 against maybe 255, 265. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're getting the ball where we want it. Now, we're still going to have to take on that 255-pound player, all right? But I think it's a little bit easier to take him on the way we're doing it, all right, than it is to ask a 190-pound kid to possibly be a wrong arm guy. Now, if you have a kid that's extremely physical, he loves everything about the game, he recognizes blocks, he's going to spill even if he's 190 pounds. All right, I played against a bunch of defensive ends that are really good players that are small, and they are tough. They're built for the game. They're physical. They love the game. They're great with block rec. So they're going to spill just like anybody else. Okay, but because of the body sometimes, 260, 270 pulling is going to knock that spill out, and then you're going to have to spill even harder, and then they can bypass it. So the tight front for us, all right, so this is our tight front 3-high picture, right, that everybody knows. You've been watching on videos for a while now. We kind of have almost automatically told the offense where the ball is going to go. All right, so again, if you looked at it like from our old school stuff, if we were a 4-2-5 team, regardless of where we want to set, regardless of where we wanted to set the 3 technique, if we were a 4-2-5 team and we were facing some type of front side gap scheme, we always had to be sure that we could squeeze off of this down block and wrong arm this so that the ball could be sent, all right, a gap or 2 wider, no vertical entry. But now when the mic came over the top, he was still going to have to try and spill a guard the way we taught it, because we wanted the ball to work its way out to the Sam and the safety, all right, especially if it was too removed, and we felt like the nickel or the Sam was the guy that we wanted to get the ball to because of leverage. We didn't think they could get him blocked. All right, especially before the RPO world. But our mic was still going to play the inside part of a pull by the guard. So in our tight front, it's going to be the same thing when I show you in a minute. So we would have to spill that, okay, and work on that technique and have kids that understood that technique and had defensive ends that understood, look, you may make, against these gap scheme teams, you may not make a lot of plays. Your highlight may be you blowing up a block in wrong arm. All right, well, after a while, certain defensive ends that I've coached, they, in games, and if they're competitive kids, they start to get kind of tired of wrong arm and say, hey, coach, look, I'm not making any plays wrong arm. Yeah, but you're fitting in the scheme. That takes a really dedicated kid and a really, really good coach to be able to sell team, all right, and be able to sell your values of how you play defense to get a kid that's going to continue to wrong arm against gap schemes time and time and time again. Right? So it's the same theory. Get the ball to not rip. All right? We don't want that A-gap power in here ripping. Right? We want to make sure that that ball doesn't get inside. We got to wrong arm and force the issue on the offense to get the ball outside. All right? And that's how we did. I mean, we even did it the same way as a 3-3 stack team. So when we were a 3-3 stack team, I played 5 techniques with stack backers. Well, if we got this scheme, it's the same thing. Right, so now when they go with the gap scheme, they're going to work there. They're going to double, all right, or however they want to handle the backside, they'll get, all right, possibly down there. And now, depending on how they want to do this, if they feel like, all right, they can double this and go back because we're a 5, then they'll just hinge, right? So when we were a true stack team, they could afford to hinge the backside because we weren't playing with a 4-eye. So now they're going to work that combination to the will, that to the mic. So now it's going to be the end and the Sam that are going to be spill, all right, off of the first fullback, make the ball go wider, you spill the puller, and now we want to try and work the ball out to him. So it's the same theory. But we had to be good with our block rec. We had to be good with how we wrong-armed it, how we spilled that ball, and what the technique was. Well, now, and when I talk about this to our players, I tell them, listen, guys, we're going to spill the ball by alignment. We're going to tell the offense that that ball's going out there just because of how we play the front. So now when we play our tight front deals, okay, and I can tell you from 2 years of doing this and a full year of it being a base defense, 95% of the time when we saw gap schemes last year against everybody we played, all right, everybody on the schedule, the 8 and 9 win teams, the 3 and 4 win teams, did not matter. All right, everybody on the schedule, 90% of the time that we saw a gap scheme, we saw, all right, down on the 4-eye, down on the nose, back on the 4-eye. That's exactly what we saw, right? So when we do that, the way that these things are being blocked, when there's no double team on the 4-eye, if they're down on the 4-eye, ball's probably not getting run in it. All right, so that A-gap power, unless they want to use the puller to knock the 4-eye out, which some teams may try to do, all right, and say, look, we're going to down block the 4-eye and knock them out, and we're going to cram A-gap power right in it. All right, yeah, some teams might do that. But from the scheme and the color that's involved, this is going to be a real cloudy window for the puller and the back. So the ball is still going to want to work its way outside. So now the kick is going to happen on the Sam right there. So there's the force player. Fullback has nobody to kick because there's no 5 technique. So there's the force player. The mic still comes over the top, and now he's got to take the puller on. And we got to get him to straight paint as tight as we can to the 4-eye. Take that puller on inside, and there's the extra fitter for us. That's where we're trying to send the ball. So spill by alignment means playing fronts where you know that the ball is going out there. You know that you're sending the ball outside to the C-gap or to the alley. You don't have to use the spill technique. You've already spilled it. All right? In the even front world, and if I was an even front team, I would think highly about doing this if I was playing gap scheme teams. What if you played the 4-eye and the 2-eye to the front side with the 3 and a 5 on the back side? All right, and now you got your nickel sitting out there with your safety here. All right, and let's say you still got Mike and Will in the box. And now on front side power, you're going to have to get down block on the 2-eye, down block on the 4. Okay, so now they can decide how they want to go to the backside will here. All right, now they can figure out how they're going to try and do that. So if you got the 3 technique backside, now what has to happen is they either got to block back or they've got to block back and hinge and try and get somebody to the will. But now you know it's going to be the same deal. The kick's going to happen on the Sam. All right, so the kick's going to happen on the Sam there. The mic's going to be the guy that's over the top and playing that front. What I would hope is that that would now be the free runner, all right, in a front side spill overlap deal. Our free runner happens to be the middle safety. Okay, so again, spill by alignment means you are playing techniques that a kid has already reached, so the ball's probably going to go outside. Okay, but in a gap scheme world, they're probably going to have to down block him, and when they down block him, we're going to force the ball to go outside so he doesn't have to spill. Does he still have to spill a trap? Yes. If he's unblocked, is he still a spill player? Yes. If there's no block coming and it's zone read or something like that, is he the inside part, dive part? Yes, he is. Okay, so I'm not saying we don't spill, we don't have to teach spill. Spill by alignment means because of the front we're playing, we're trying to get the ball to be spilled without having to use one of our defensive ends or our backers off the edge to do it when we're playing base tight. All right, so this is just a base tight front discussion. Spill by alignment. Ball is going outside. We're forcing it outside based on the techniques we're playing. All right, and we're making it go where we want it, and then we're trying to get bodies there to support it. All right, so hopefully this video helps you guys. If you're not a subscriber, please click that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you know every time we do one of these videos or we go on YouTube Live, or I think now when we do this, I'm starting to do shorts that are popping up with your notifications. All right, make sure, all right, you smash that like button if you like these videos. If you don't like it, you can go ahead and go thumbs down. All right, if you don't like the video, because I love the interaction. I love seeing what the audience thinks. Leave a comment. I try and respond to every comment that I can possibly get to, so I appreciate the interaction with the audience. All right, so hopefully this helps you. Just an idea, just a different opinion, maybe a different way of doing things. Remember, we got the Play Fast Virtual Clinic Series going on all the way through July. Our next one will be Thursday, April 27th. All right, and that will be with Scott Lawyer, the Director of Analytics from Atavis, talking about, all right, developing dominant tacklers. All right, so Thursday, April 27th, 8 p.m., Scott Lawyer, Atavis Tackling System, talking about developing dominant tacklers. If you're interested, email sting8740@gmail.com. All right, if you want to register for this one individually, if you want to register for the entire season, which means you could get the first 3 clinics that we've already done, which were Noma Zone, let's see, it was Noma Zone, all right, and then Coach McIntyre from Creekside, and then myself doing a split field clinic. And then the next one will be Atavis Tackling with Scott Lawyer, Director of Analytics. So if you wanted to get the whole season, all right, you could still do so and buy a season pass, and I will get you the links to the other one. They've all been recorded. If you want to sign up individually, you can do that as well. Email me, sting8740@gmail.com. If you are interested, April 27th, 8 p.m. is the next one. It's a week from this Thursday, all right? I hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope you're getting ready for spring ball. School's almost over. Hang in there, just about summertime. All right, keep working. You're almost there. Spring ball's here in Florida. Before we know it, the season will be upon us. So keep it up. Hope everybody's safe out there. Hope everybody's healthy. All right, I hope everybody is enjoying what they do. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast, and I will see you guys next time.